The internet can tell. I don't understand. I'm trying to get it together. Hopefully I won't have a situation like I had last time while doing the live stream. Let's see. Let me make a couple of announcements as people come into the room. Hopefully it's kind of late. But anyway, of course, I invite you to come over to my Facebook page, which is Can Angels Fly Tarot. Facebook. Well, don't say at Facebook. It's just Can Angels Fly Tarot. Over at Facebook, I ask you to befriend me. Over there, we can have some real, true exchanges. Hi, A-Lord. How are you this evening? And you can feel free to share over there, and I can, more, I think, easily communicate back and forth with you, ladies and gentlemen, over there at Facebook. I also invite you over to my Patreon my Patreon page. And the links are in the description area. And you can go over there and click and join the Patreon page where I'll be talking about the new paradigm. And I got something else going on. Oh, I got another alternate channel. None of them they're up, but I haven't really posted anything over there because I've just been waiting to build up viewership, I guess it's called. So I just asked you to go over there. My other channel here on YouTube is called Heaven's Vital Fire. Hi, thanks, glad to see you. And I'm happy to see you too. Hi, Lynette, how are you doing this evening? I'm happy you dropped by. I got slow mode on. I don't think I need slow mode. Let me see if I can remember how to turn it off. Boom. Yep, I did it. I'm getting good. And I bet you YouTube, is this YouTube? Yeah, YouTube. Be some player haters and hi, Melissa. And they've been to change something so I get lost again. But I thank you for dropping by because I know I had some difficulties when I performed Scorpios. I don't know if my mind wasn't in the right place or what was going on, but that was just not a successful live stream. I'm quite intuitive. Thank you very much. Well, this evening we're going to talk about soul tie connections. And the title of this live stream is Fair Exchange Ain't No Robbery. Yes, fair exchange ain't no robbery. We are really talking about what it is to have a soul tie with another. I've often heard people say that they want to cut ties with another person, and sometimes how difficult it is to do so. And how do you do it? Why do the ties exist anyway? Scorpios will confuse Aquarius. Why you say that? Hi, Wanda. How you doing this evening? You say, hi, Miss Nancy. I pray you are doing well. Your prayer has been answered. Thank you. I've been sending people over to your channel. They love you. Wow, thank you. That's what I'm talking about right there. Thank you for your support, Wanda. I really appreciate you. And Melissa agrees with the double amen. All right, amen. Cutting cords. Yeah, cutting cords. And so how did I come up with this topic? Well, it was during one of my last few live streams. In our discussions, someone mentioned something, and it was relative to my life. And it really got me to thinking. So since that time, I was kind of going back over astrology and studying the astrology and the tarot. And I was like, it is true. It really makes sense. And so I'll make what I'm talking about make sense during the course of this live stream. It shouldn't be too long. And you know, if you have any burning questions at the end or near the end of this live stream, you can feel free to compose your question and I will answer it with a single tarot card. So let's talk about what I want to talk about tonight first, and that is fair exchange ain't no robbery relative to soul tie connections. Let me see. Now I got to put some, I guess, what they call it, stipulations up here in which I framed this work. One is that when we're dealing with soul tie connections, we have to remember that we are usually not just dealing with one person. Rarely do you find another just dealing with one person. And why do I bring that up? Because as I move through this information, you might think, well, that person doesn't have it all. I'm going to make it make sense. So they couldn't possibly be doing that. Why might they not possibly be doing what they've been called to do? Is because they are learning their lesson from somebody else while they teaching you, or vice versa. So it's called living and learning. And so you have to keep in mind, one of the stipulations is that is relative to our realm and our experiences. Sometimes you got it, and sometimes you got to live and learn at the same time. You might find yourself living, learning, and teaching all at once. Okay, and Wanda says, we are working on books about twin flames, and there will be a podcast in the next month. Okay, you have inspired us and helped us further our paths. So lots of love and many, many blessings. Thank you. What's the podcast? Where do we find you at? You know, so make sure you drop that information in the chat. If you don't have it right now, you know, you said it'll be next month. Let us know during a live stream between here and there how we can, you know, be present during your podcast. That would be really, really nice. And thank you for letting us know. And thank you very much. It's nice to know that I'm inspirational. That's beautiful. I heard that from a few other creators here on YouTube. One of them name is Tyler's Tarot. He acknowledges me when I come over there. He said I inspired him, and that just makes me feel so good. I will post it as soon as we know. Okay, very good, Wanda. We'll be waiting for that. Now, for the majority of this live stream, I will be reading because, as you ladies and gentlemen know, I get all tongue-tied and confused when I try to improv. And so to make it go smoothly, I'm going to try to read. So I won't be looking into the camera. I'll be looking at my notes. It goes easier like that. But y'all know if I get passionate, I'm going to come off them papers and start getting all dramatic because that's what I do. So, okay, I'll send you my YouTube link. Okay, very good. If you want to, you can post your YouTube link here as well. And it'll be coming up if, you know, or whoever views this live stream. And so everybody will be on alert about your podcast. That sounds like a plan if you agree. Okay, so the title, once again, is Soul Tie Connections. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. The topic, the contents one person inputs into another person's life may be directly related to a person's zodiac sun, moon, and rising sign. This zodiac blend speaks volumes and sends messages to others with whom they are in a soul tie connection. Okay, let me get my little man to bed. Okay, take your time. I'm going to be here for a minute. So I did a lot of reading. In short, what was I just saying? That whichever zodiac sign you are, whether it's your sun, your moon, or your rising, whatever the blend of those three astrological energies are, those signs, lets us know what you contribute into another person's life. Remember, we're talking about soul tie connections. What is a soul tie? You are, well, I'm jumping the gun. Okay. So, what is a soul tie connection? Let me read. A soul tie connection is when two or more people or parties are attached by fate. Mm-hmm. They are destined to come in and out of each other's lives. I can't even read my writing. They are destined to come in and out each other's various states of existence for the purpose of helping each other evolve from lesser soul expressions. Does that make sense? What am I saying there? I'm saying, okay, your sun, moon, and rising sign lets us know what you have to offer to another in a soul tie connection. And then I define a soul tie connection as two or more parties coming together by fate in order to move in and out of each other's life through all of existence, all of eternity. That is until we go back into the all. So as long as we separated from the all, there are particular people that are bound by fate to continue to swing in and out of each other's life in order to help each other evolve from a lesser soul expression. It's all about the state of our souls. It's getting our souls to grow up slowly but surely. Isn't that interesting? Anywho, it says, in our current existence, we move through each other's life, living, learning, loving, and teaching, etc., for the same purpose of offering each other the opportunity, keyword, opportunity, to evolve from the lesser soul expressions we have come to have as the result of being separated from divinity. You know how they say angels, there were some angels that fell from grace? Okay. Since we've been separated, we have descended down into soul expressions that are quite questionable, I say. And so what do soul ties do? They offer us the opportunity to evolve from those lower soul expressions. All right. So, fair exchange, ain't no robbery, soul tie connections. What can a person or a being benefit from their association with an Aries? Well, if a person is in a soul tie connection with an Aries, then the life lessons you may be divinely receiving training on are what it means to be a representative, a leader, or a guide. What am I saying? So as I move through this live stream, you clearly understand what I'm saying. An Aries in your life is teaching you something or training you to be able to do something, to master something, to overcome, to evolve. For what purpose? To evolve your soul expression. And Aries is capable of doing that by showing another in this physical realm how to accomplish certain feats. How you doing? Charlotte's Web in the house. Yes, I got it. I'm gonna have to say Charlotte's Web because I've been to called you all the what I call? I called you Chanel. No, that's not you. I call y'all everything, but y'all know me. But I got it, Charlotte. Now I got it. Hey. Caught me live. Yes, I'm here. I'm live up in the middle of the night like crazy woman. And right now we're talking about soul tie connections and why they exist, the purpose. And hi, Marcella, how are you? Welcome. And so we're just talking about what you benefit. What does Aries teach another when they're in a soul tie connection? The first thing we identify is what it means to be a representative, a leader, or a guide. Aries may teach one way or another, how to self-govern or how to live in the moment. More, Aries may show you how courage can help you be yourself, move through challenges, how to live passionately or to follow your dreams. Aries may even teach you how to focus your energy or how to pace yourself. Aries can even teach more lessons like how to stand out in a crowd or how to assert yourself, stand up for yourself or for a cause. See, these are examples of what you may be learning from your Aries. What am I saying? That Aries sun, moon, or rising is in your life for a reason and a season. If you pay attention, this is what would led me to this line of thought during the live stream, is that, like myself, I'm an Aquarius, but for many years, I never knew another Aquarius. I realized I didn't know an Aquarius. I know Aries, a Taurus, a Gemini. The first half of my life, none of these signs were a part of my life that I was aware of. Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Sagittarius. I was limited and confined. I've always been surrounded by Pisces and Capricorn. And Pisces and Capricorn for the most part. I think that was all that I identified in my reflection. And so I started thinking about these individual people and the impact or influence I had in their life or they had in my life. And I realized that we truly were living, learning, loving, and teaching, and more. And sometimes I was a student, and other times they were. And then I realized as the second half of my life came in, the people changed and their zodiac signs changed as well. Now, I must say that I still have Capricorn and Pisces circling, but the primary people that are around me now are all Libras. All Libras. It's crazy how many Libras are around me. And so then I started looking into other people that I know life and looking at the people they know in the zodiac signs that are present in their life and absent in their life, and the issues and circumstances that each of these people dealt with directly aligned to the people that they were associating with and their zodiac signs. It went hand in hand. So I'm going to go over here and read what y'all got going on over here. Say you're doing fine. I'm happy to hear that. With that Virgo stomach pain, oh my goodness, I hope you feel better. Don't make me go old school on you. Get your side, put some rice in it, put it in the microwave, warm it up, wrap it around your belly. You're going to fall out. You said you need an Aries kind, generous friend. They sound awesome. That yes, they are. But see, don't get caught up in it. Because y'all know when you look at any life lesson you'd have had with another, I'm gonna just give you an example. How can an Aries teach you to stand up for yourself? Well, an Aries might teach another to stand up for themselves by actually standing up against the other or you. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, God dang, is that what it's about, to stand up for yourself? And it's like this slow progress or this almost unrecognizable awareness that eventually comes that you actually learned a lesson from another. Sometimes we leave relationships and don't even realize that we learned something from another or were influenced or impacted by another. So I'm going to finish reading the chat and go back to the information I want to cover. We already covered Aries, but y'all know I got to look over here at the chat because I got to know what y'all talking about. Y'all know I can't be left out. This is OMG. I attract Libra men. Yeah, so they're teaching you something. Or you may have something that you possess that Libra men need to know. You get what I'm saying? And they each are karmic. That's what I'm saying. With it, soul tie connections. It says, I must learn the lesson. You say, true Lord. Okay, well, let's go on and move to the next zodiac sign. It says, what can a person or a being benefit from their association with a Taurus? Seems like I heal them. See, you may be a healer in that circumstance. Let me ask you a question, Charlotte. This is another thing that I was looking at. That sometimes we enter into these soul tie connections with others. And we may have personally something that we need to learn. And so, like what Aries may have taught me how to stand up for myself or assert myself or stand out in the crowd. But the Aries themselves merely were coming to me to teach me these things as a call of duty, as a call of divine spiritual duty, but may not actually be able to gain anything, no lessons from me on a spiritual level. I'm not the one that got it to give it to them, but they are my teacher. So I'm the student, they're the teacher. And remember, fair exchange ain't no robbery. I got to give them something back. So that Aries that cannot learn anything from me as far as spiritually and in relative to the evolution of their soul could possibly manifest physically, I'm talking about materially, from a person like myself that they can't get anything else from. In my research over this week, again, reflecting upon my life and around those that I know and all that I've spoken to, based on the extent of the knowledge I have about them and their circumstances, situation, and encounters and interactions with others, it seems like under that particular type of scenario, when a person does not have any spiritual lesson to teach to the other that can really benefit them or evolve them, they end up being more worldly, physically beneficial to that other, like finances, money, support in some way. They end up benefiting is what I seen. That also seemed like a consistent correlation as well. So you say, yes, that sounds similar. Yeah, that seems similar. What seems to be the correlation. So now we're going to move on to Taurus, if that's okay with y'all. Because we want to talk about what can a person or a being benefit from their association with Taurus. We're talking about soul tie connections tonight and how fair exchange ain't no robbery. So if a person is in a soul tie connection with a Taurus, then the life lessons one may divinely receive training on are how you can embrace what or who you love unapologetically. Whoa, them long words. Or how or why to be comfortable in your space and with your people. Or how to be content with that which you already have. These are all lessons that are taught by Tauruses or the Taurus energy. Other lessons Tauruses may teach to another they are in the soul tie connection with is how to partake in and enjoy your pleasures, or discover why you like what you like or love what you love. You may also learn the importance of taking care of yourself and the development and maintenance of what? Self-love. All that's Taurian lessons. Or teaching another how to focus on what they desire to manifest into their life. Focus on what you want to manifest into your life. And to make sure you always pay yourself first. Those are examples of the life lessons a Taurus can teach a person. Again, I don't want y'all to get caught up in saying I'm saying all Tauruses are perfect. Remember, we are living, loving, learning, teaching, etc. We are interacting with multiple people. Therefore, we may be the student and the teacher at the same time. Whatever gets the job done. An example of how a Taurus can teach a lesson is that you can look at be in association with the Taurus that really loves to pamper themselves. You know, they go get their peds and they manicures and they hair done, or they mustache plucked and waxed and steamed. Or you can meet a Taurus that dog the shit out of you until you learn to love yourself. But one way or the other, in that soul tie connection, you are being taught something. Now, I'm going to move on, and we're going to talk about what Geminis have to offer. It says if a person is in a soul tie connection with a Gemini, then the life lessons you may be divinely receiving training on are the benefits of being curious and inquisitive, the benefits of belonging and being a part of and around others that share a life path or life path issues and experiences, aka soul tie connections. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Gemini and what they offer in soul tie connections. Geminis have the ability to teach us the benefits of staying curious and inquisitive and about what it means to belong. Gemini teaches you or brings you to understand why you are in the community you are and why you live where you live and who you live around. Anyway, I'm jumping the gun. Let me finish with Gemini. Gemini can also teach us the purpose of community relative to the self within the community, the establishment of personal morals and values. What am I saying? Your community helps to develop or sustain your morals and values. That's Gemini. They teach you that. The quality of the home life, your community helps to define the quality of your home life. These are all lessons that are brought on or ushered in by Geminis or someone carrying the energy of Gemini. Gemini also has, remember, we're still talking about the purpose of community, the foundation of establishing partnerships and world associations. What am I saying? Geminis are responsible for helping us to understand the foundation of moving out into the world and establishing partnerships and world associations. How does Geminis teach us this? Well, it's because you enter those partnerships with your own basic understanding about yourself and about life and about the world at large. That's the first thing you go into the world with when you're getting started. So Gemini offers us that. Geminis may show another how to just hang loose. Y'all know about hanging loose, to commune and to party. Geminis are known for that. And finally, but not least, Geminis can teach you how to just let your mind soar and explore the vastness of possibilities. Which is the basis for developing a workable vision. Let me just spotlight that right there. What do I mean? What gift does Gemini offer us? Gemini, example. You can have a Gemini that don't do nothing but sit back and smoke weed and think all day. That's a beautiful thing. And you might be around them, observing them do this. Do what? Sit back, blow one, and just think, talk to themselves, write notes, diddle, and do all that. But they're teaching you something. They're teaching you about going in and tapping into the vastness of possibilities. Tapping into that vastness of possibilities is the basis for developing a workable vision. Now, those were just examples of what a Gemini can contribute to another's life in a soul tie connection. Now we're going to keep it moving. Your best friend is a Gemini. Tell me, what have you noticed what your Gemini contributes to your life? I shared that the Gemini may be someone that brings you to the party. It's about socializing, hanging loose, going out, girls' night out, just chilling. But they teach you, they inspire you to take that moment in time to go out and just hang loose. Every Gemini, of course, has their own unique way, as every other sign does, in teaching the lessons that they teach. As a Virgo, she has pulled me out of hibernation. That's Gemini's job. So are y'all real? Y'all, I see that you're getting what I'm talking about. That's her job to do it. You know what I'm saying? And these things we do subconsciously. But during that live stream, I realized, I said that this is real. We have works and duties that we are called to perform in this life. And many times we're not aware that we are doing them. If we be like, yeah, we ain't doing it, ain't nobody doing it. Yes, we are. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's ugly or beautiful, we are doing our jobs and serving our basic core functions. And the ultimate goal is to get our soul expression to evolve. That's what it seems to be about. She's very social, right, and fun, and I'm sure hang out, probably get in a bunch of trouble. You can take your eyes off of. So let's move on. Y'all, because I ain't gonna keep y'all all night, but I do appreciate y'all dropping back because I'll be missing y'all. Let's talk about Cancer. Now, if a person is in a soul tie connection with the Cancer, then the life lessons one may divinely receive training on are the responsibilities and duties and sacrifices associated with caregiving. Cancer also reveals the spirit of devotion and dedication to a cause or an interest. Y'all let me know if think about these various signs as I go through them, and think of somebody that has that sign or corresponds with this each zodiac sign, and see if they have tried to teach you these lessons in some type of way. Just let's see. Y'all let me know. So my research continues. So, anywho. So Cancer reveals the spirit of devotion and dedication to a cause or interest, or reveals the influence of the presence or absence of emotional support from like your family, your mother, your grandmother, important women or influential women in a person's life, or access to the bounty of the homeland. Bounty of the homeland. This is what Cancer reveals. Your son is a Cancer, and once he married, these qualities really became more evident. Exactly. Again, he's like you are not, none of us are, just interacting with one another. We are interacting in a grid of soul tie connections. Soul tie connections. I hope y'all take the time to watch the video I shared earlier when I was writing this out. I made a video. It's called Dream Interpretation. How important is your mind? In that dream, lately I've been having a lot of soul tie, twin flame kind of dreams, and it was really, really enlightening. It was really, really enlightening. So I'm having a growing respect for the dream time. I really am. So, still talking about Cancer. And what one might learn from a Cancer is Cancers may reveal what one or you physically require to feel secure in life. What do you need to feel secure? What do you need to feel supported or to feel loved and or cherished? Whether it's a shoulder to lean upon, or an ear to hear your concerns, or a warm meal in bed at any given time. Now, what are some examples? What is an example of how a Cancer can teach us this lesson? Because everybody is not positive outside. Some people have a more negative disposition. Well, it could be a Cancer that actually you can call and say, hey, I need a warm bed to stay. Hey, I need a shoulder to crown. Hey, I need your ear. And then there are other Cancers that show you what it is to be loved or nurtured or cared for, what you personally may need by not giving it to you, not allowing you to maintain a consistent emotional attachment in which you feel supported and cared for and nurtured. And the absence of that teaches you what you need. You come to say, well, I can't live without somebody to talk to. I can't live without somebody, I can call on. I can't do it. So you may learn that people that are emotionally detached aren't for you. That is a lesson, a life lesson. Cancer can teach to someone that they are in a soul tie connection with. And you say, that's the one I have. Absolutely. See, it's making sense. So since it's making sense, we're going to go ahead and move on to the sign of Leo. So if a person is in a soul tie connection with Leo, then the life lessons they may divinely receive training on our iceberg sun code. See, from that, you are learning. Isn't that interesting? Seeing how things intricately work. That's deep. When it hurts, but it's showing you can't deal with icebergs, or you can deal with icebergs, whatever, your preference is. So, but all of it makes sense now. Oh yes, I hear you. Yeah. And so if a person is in a soul tie connection with a Leo, then what life lessons might they receive training on? Well, for Leo, it says how to fully be yourself. And what makes you a unique individual? What makes you a unique individual? These are lessons that are taught by Leos, or those that carry the Leo energy. Moreover, how to execute your self-expression and creative spirit, or how to put your touch, put your touch on something and make it your own. See, that is a lesson taught by Leo. And how to express yourself creatively like fashion or decor, those kind of things. Those are life lessons taught by Leo. Oh, and I just thought about something. I hope I don't forget. Anywho, going on, talking about what Leo has to offer to another in the soul tie connection and the lessons. It says how to live from your heart and have fun, or how to maintain your youth. This is something that is taught by Leos. Now, what is it that I thought about? What is it that I thought about? When I was talking about how Leos are teachers of how you can express yourself creatively, whether it's fashion or decor, whatever the case may be, is that how can Leo teach another that? Well, they can be a role model. They can actually be fashionista. They can be a fashionista. They can have a fly house, that kind of thing, or whatever the case may be. Or that Leo can be just as bossy and mean, but what they call them? They're a decorator, and so they come over your house and be like, this needs to go there, this needs to go there, this needs to go there, and then while they saying it, they putting it there, and by the time they get done, the environment has transformed. Either way, Leo has taught another how to express themselves, express their creative energy through decor. Leo, my longtime male friend, definitely the most consistent man I've ever known. You say he's very consistent? Wow, in which manner you say consistent? Bossy consistent? But yeah, Leos they have a very unique quality, and I have a Leo is a scent. So yeah, that all describes me. I infuse this Leo energy into everybody's life. And let me think. Hello, how you doing? Welcome, Miriam. We talking about how we benefit or learn from those we are in a soul tie connection with, and we have come to understand fair exchange ain't no robbery. So we are, hey, I know, welcome in the house. We are, as a friend, no, supportive emotionally. Oh, okay, supportive emotionally. I wonder if it's for a purpose. See, I can't even, I done lost my line of thought. Anyway, I was talking about, at one time how I infuse much of this into other people's life one way or another. How to be fully yourself. I lead by example as far as how to be fully myself at any given time. I am me. And I think even though I get a lot of responses of anger or jealousy, I'm not supposed to be me, I'm supposed to have low self-esteem, I think that it inspires people. And it's like, if she can do it, then I can do it, god dang it. Like, you see all that fat swinging and she don't care, so if she don't care, I don't care about whatever I got going on. And they go ahead and do it. If I allowed that, of course, but just a true friend. I get it. For 8 years. Oh yeah, y'all got a long-standing friendship. That's pretty good. It sounds like them years calculating. You might have to just keep him around, especially if he's emotionally supportive. Okay. All right. Well, right now we're going to move on after I read Muriel's chat. We're going to move on to Virgo after that. It says, I had a dream of someone famous before I knew about him. Really? Isn't that interesting? It seemed like I had something like that happen before, but that's interesting. So, you got to go watch my other video when you get some time I made earlier today, and it was called Dream Interpretation. Something about the mind, the importance of the mind or something. How important is the mind? Dream interpretation, how important the mind is. And yeah, I'm really getting more involved and interested in dream interpretation, because I see that now it's beginning to really help me see clear, so I can make some real conscious decisions and involve myself. Now, y'all, on a Virgo. It says, so if a person is in a soul tie connection with the Virgo, then the life lesson they may be divinely receiving training on is how to teach and investigate. I don't have that. Virgos teach research and investigation skills and tactics. Now, before I move forward and finish, I ask you again, when I call out each zodiac sign, as Carlette has been doing, please think about somebody, if you know somebody that is that zodiac sign, and see if these teachings are something that they have been moving to personally teach you in your life, in your association with them. And if none of it applies, then ask yourself, are you benefiting physically, materially from them in some way or from some other way? The reason why I would like you to, pay attention and take note is so that you can share with me if what I'm saying, if what my theory is true. Have I hit another level of understanding when it comes to astrology? Because if I did, that means I hit another level with the tarot. Now, we growing on this channel. Tora says, OMG what? It's like I came in at the right time. I'm dealing with a Virgo. Tough journey with twin flame. The connection has not been an equal give and take. I ain't gonna say nothing. And Muriel says the guy is a Libra and I'm a Virgo. Oh, so y'all here right on time then. Let's go ahead and proceed. So Virgos do what? They teach research and investigation skills and tactics. Let's think, how can a Virgo teach you how to research and investigate? Well, let's say hypothetically case scenario. A person that broke up with a significant other. So now it's their ex. Virgo comes along and says, girl, we should spy on them on Facebook. That's a form of investigation or tactics or something like that. Air signs and Virgos. Aquarius here. Oh, you're an Aquarius? I'm Virgo with Libra twin. It's tough. Wow, Virgo and Libra. Air signs versus Virgos. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna say nothing to get myself in trouble, y'all, but leave it alone. No, look, I'm not trying to incriminate myself and be on best behavior. So, all right. So that I was just giving an example how a Virgo might teach someone they're in a soul tie with how to investigate or research, or they can teach them how to investigate and research. It could be Bible study. Let's sit down and have a Bible study and have this exchange and read together and research that. Those are just examples of how Virgos can teach research or investigation skills or tactics. Virgos also reveal the benefits of discovery. Or how to develop patience and focus. Yeah. Now, I stop you because this is a good spot right here with Virgo. When I talk about how Virgo has this to offer to another, what am I talking about? How to develop patience and focus. But what if you're around Virgo that ain't quite got it down yet? Got what down? Patience and focus. They just ain't got it. That's a gift that they are prone to develop, but they just ain't got it. Well, that's where I say it gets kind of iffy and complicated, because we are doing what? We are not just having just totally one-on-one exchanges. No, we are having exchanges with multiple people. We are in a network of soul ties. So while that Virgo might be teaching you patience and focus by doing what? Not being patient, not rushing and tripping and being clumsy and at the same time, they are learning patience and focus through their association either with you or someone else. That's what I'm saying. It gets a little complicated. But in general, Virgos have the ability to teach patience and focus, or how to compartmentalize or synchronize or organize or shift through information and thoughts. Look, I'm trying to get it out. Or how to prioritize. Virgos can offer us that. They can teach us that lesson, how to prioritize. Now, am I saying that all Virgos have a more positive disposition? No. We know that we have Virgos with a more negative disposition. So what might they be prioritizing? Well, it depends on how they vibe. Some might prioritize that it's important to, go to work, earn bread, feed home. And others might prioritize that they want to go out and party, hang, and, hang loose, that kind of stuff. But it's still about prioritizing. And what am I saying? You could be in a relationship with a Virgo, and that Virgo's personal priorities are about going out, hanging, partying, etc., where you learn about prioritizing because you want to be first and foremost in their life, but they preoccupied with something else. They're doing what? Prioritizing. So at the same time, they're teaching you a lesson. Is y'all right with me? So let's continue with Virgo. Virgos can show you Virgos can show you how to set a course of action. How you gonna do what you're gonna do, and all the fine details associated with it, so you can get there. I don't ever read my writing. How to set a course of action toward a desired goal. That's what Virgos can do. Or how to manage your money, savings, love life, or move by what? I did something. Y'all, hold on. Well, I got to figure out what I wrote down, y'all. Oh, it's more. It says Virgos get how to manage your money, savings, manage your money, manage your savings, manage your love life, and more by being a good accountant. What do I mean by being a good accountant? If you're in an association with a Virgo can teach you how to manage your love life. Why? How? By taking account. Being an accountant. Taking an account of what is transpiring between you and that Virgo. They help you manage your relationship. That is to say, if you should continue to carry it forward or if you might want to consider dissolving it. Either way, a Virgo is teaching you. Oh, man. Yeah. Now let's move on. Well, I got to go back to the chat first because, again, I cannot be left behind. And then we will commence with Libra. And Marielle says, my mom says she gets mad that I'm way too slow and patient. She's getting worried that I'm 23 and still haven't had a boyfriend. Really? Really? Okay. I ain't gonna say nothing. Virgos are at work. They at work. Yep, they at work doing a whole bunch of stuff, prioritizing and, man, moving forward on a course of action. I never thought about that. But yeah. In retrospect, yes. They set a course of action toward whatever their desired goal is. That's what we often meet. And I've been very guilty of this, and especially since I started doing tarot and I've talked to so many people outside of my familiar space and place, I realized that a lot of us have been indoctrinated by different forms of dogma, and we got this good, bad, right, wrong. That ain't even what it be about. A person, and I'm jumping the gun, but they can do as they please. That'll come up later. in this last stream. He says, I'm 20 and in the same boat, slow and patient. Yeah, slow and patient. You can think you don't get in trouble. Never be ashamed of being you, friend. Right. Never. They tell me the same thing. Get a boyfriend, but I'm wondering where it is this situationship is going. Slow and patient. I think that's the best choice. Y'all seem to be some pretty wise young women. I wish I was as smart as you ladies when I was y'all age. Slow and steady wins the race. They'll say, yeah, none has asked me out. Just so many immature people. There really does seem to be. So I also haven't met any man that respects me and loves me for who I am. That seems to be another issue. Also, I feel attracted to Asians. Oh, it must be something going on in your ninth house, or something like that. Respect is key in a relationship. So true. Now, we have so much to discuss. Y'all gonna keep me researching. If it ain't me wanting to research, y'all gonna give me an idea, and I'm gonna just keep researching and coming back with some answers. That's my goal, so we can see clearly, and we're gonna make some good choices. But until then, we need to move at that slow and steady pace, and that loves you not. Use you to fill their needs. Oh God, that's a whole nother thing. Two completely different things. Two different completely things. Absolutely. Two complete different things with two complete different outcomes. And I know at least one of them I don't want. I don't want. So let's go ahead and talk about Libra a little bit, y'all. What if a person is in a soul tie connection with a Libra, then the life lessons they may be divinely receive training on are coming to realize the importance and benefits of intimacy. You can't get intimacy with everybody. I guess Libra teaches that. Or Libra is about permitting yourself or being required to let yourself be vulnerable in relationship to others. That is also a life lesson that a Libra or someone carrying the Libra energy teaches to someone they are in a soul tie connection with. What it is to be vulnerable, whether voluntarily or involuntarily. Or you may learn about negotiations, collaboration, and sharing. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. That's what it's about. That's what you're learning about. And will it always be a fair exchange? That's the question that is set up by your interaction with a Libra or from a Libra's life lesson that they teach. If it will be fair or not. You'll find out. Anyway, other lessons can be learning to understand who you are and what you demand in a relationship with another or others. That's putting your terms on the table. And to successfully gain or have your demands met by another. Get your terms met. Or let me finish reading. And to also come to understand what it is that the other person is expecting from you. These are lessons that are taught by Libra. And relatives, still talking about Libra, and coming to find out what the other person wants and determining if you can or want to satisfy their demands. Those are just examples of the lessons that are taught by Libras or a person that embodies the energy of Libra. How? Let's look at some examples, possible examples. Libra. And Libra represents balance. I didn't write that down. So it represents maintaining balance and harmony. What does it take to have balance and harmony in a partnership. How can Libra teach you that? Well, a Libra can be a person that if you're the hostile or a person that is just not interested or unable to focus on the partnership and to prioritize and make it something of importance to you and contributed or arguing a Libra might be more laid back and say, okay, well, if you want to argue and cuss, then maybe I need to separate myself, or what is it that we need to do? Do we need to go half in on it? We're going to go Dutch with it, whatever it takes to, alleviate this disturbance that's happening in a relationship. But then we got the other Libra. And the other Libra teaches you harmony and balance in partnerships by doing what? They themselves being the issue, and they're teaching you a lesson. So you might be pulling your hair out saying, I got to get away from this because that's what's going to give me balance or give me a peace of mind or some harmony. Or you might have a Libra that, again, is raising all kind of heck and cane. And you might come in like an example, old school, historical kind of example, cliche, where the husband has messed up. The wife is very angry, and then he comes in with the flowers and the candy. Baby, I'm sorry. That is the lesson of Libra. You see, we play these things out, these scenarios out every single day and don't realize the significance of them. But they are life lessons. Which y'all talking about? Oh, y'all went down. And that to feel their needs, okay. Okay. Can you do me a reading about if I'll be able to marry an Asian? Oh, okay. At the end of this live stream, I will be accepting the one burning question and answering it with one single tarot card. So if you're still around, I only got like 5 more to go from Libra. So it's almost over. I will be, again, accepting those questions and answering them. And Shaw says, I've learned about wishy-washy, indecisive, great personality mixed with passion. Oh, Lord, let me read that again. You're welcome. She said, I've learned about wishy-washy, indecisive, great personality mixed with passion. That person sound like they fun to be around. Ooh-wee. You don't know what to do with them. Lord have mercy. Okay, so we just talked about what a person will learn or can learn from, don't mess with me, from a being in a soul tie connection with a Libra. Now let's move on to Scorpio. If a person is in a soul tie connection with the Scorpio, then the life lessons they may divinely receive training on are experience and learn from betrayal. Now this is hot. Scorpio's so hot now to be. It's hot. They beat. You say what? Yeah, got my nerves bad, stomach pain. Oh, go get that side, put all that rice in there, stick it in the microwave, and put it around your belly. I'm sorry. I love my guy for more than 10 years, and he knew but never said anything. He was a Leo. Wow. Oh. Life. And you know what, Mary, I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about my dream. Oh, wow. That dream interpretation video I did earlier about the mind, how important is your mind, the storyline in that particular video may be helpful for you relative to, liking somebody, really loving somebody for 10 years and they never said anything or moved on it or did anything about it. So I offer you of course, the opportunity to watch that video, maybe it will help, you come to understand why he may not have moved on your, on knowing that you loved him. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, y'all, and we're going to move forward with Scorpio, talking about what life lessons a person can learn while in a soul tie connection with the Scorpio. And we've talked about thus far having the experience and learning from betrayal or the penalties associated with breaching a contract. How can you learn? How can you learn? And plus, I want to make it clear about breaching a contract. What do I mean? Let's say you're in a relationship, or someone is in a relationship with another, and therefore you've made yourself vulnerable. You've permitted yourself to be vulnerable. You have entered into a contract, whatever it consists of, and this person betrays you, or that person. And not only does the betrayal hurt, it also breaches or breaks down the contract between that person and the other. Now, that other, the one that breached the contract because they betrayed a person, could move on and have whatever series of events that they're going to have in their life. However, I didn't think of a better word, but there are like penalties or effects that happen. It's not the same for everybody. But that person that has been betrayed or the contract has been breached against can suffer from certain emotional type wounds or something like that. And that is a lesson. So what am I saying? Scorpio is responsible for teaching the lesson about betrayal or about the outcome, I'll say, of breached contracts. You may even learn about individual liberties, meaning everybody got the right to do what they want to do because they want to do it. Anyway, let me read. And you may learn about individual liberties. That is the freedom to do not as expected by another or others, no, but to do as one desires. Then that's a life lesson. A Scorpio or anybody that embodies the energy of Scorpio. Now that's deep. Or how to solve riddles, puzzles, or parables. That's interesting. Whether for fun or for real life. That's an important life skill to be built. And Scorpio is over helping a person learn that particular life lesson of doing what? Being able to figure out or break down parables for real life. That's deep. You say, my moon is in Scorpio. So is my twins. Betrayal, you say? Something my twin flame taught. He hurt me a lot, even though I was loyal. And forgiveness has been a lesson for me. There it is. The adverse effect, a requirement of betrayal is forgiveness. Otherwise, it what? Holds you and pulls you down. That kind of thing. They taught you. They fulfill being a teacher in your life. Ain't that deep? Again, it's so intricate. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And forgiveness has been a lesson for me. It's hard to forgive thieves. And that's that Seven of Swords, the thieves. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yep, sure enough. Wow. So let me go on. Still talking about Scorpio and the lessons they bring to another in soul tie connections is you may learn about debts and shared resources and why there is stress that is closely related to such things. What's an example? Sometimes people get in relationships with other people and they have shared savings, they have like credit cards with both names on it, or and one partner will go behind the other partner's back and make charges or empty out bank accounts and those kind of things. And so Scorpio teaches the life lesson, that particular life lesson, one way or another, about what it is to share resources. What am I saying? That a person can get in a contract with another and they can do all that kind of betrayal stuff like wiping out bank accounts or blowing credit cards up. And how does a person learn from that? Well, heck, they had the direct hit, or we had the direct hit of the other and the stress associated with such things. But then another person can, a person can kick it with another type of Scorpio, a Scorpio that, again, is teaching a life lesson of what it is to interact or enter a partnership with another. And they say, hey, let's pool our resources. And in 5 years, after pulling resources, is building a house up from the foundation. You know, it's about, of course, the intricate details associated with each individual, how they will teach the lesson plan that they have for another that they are in a soul tie connection with. I hope I can remember what I just said so I can repeat it. Is that it depends on the individual, no matter which zodiac sign they are. It depends on the overall individual, who they are, how they will execute their life lesson to another they are in a soul tie connection with. You said, I'm hoping I get in a relationship soon because I want to feel loved in a romantic way. Now, I hear you, Mariel here. I'll go, y'all, with Mariel. I hear you. But the young ladies up in here was telling us patience, being slow and steady. So we can take their advice, how they live in their life, or we can go ahead and rush. We can rush. I don't want to rush. And what am I suggesting? It might be a good idea to kind of pace yourself. Maybe, just maybe. This is a new world. Up early in the chat, people just different now. They're really different. So that's why I'm interested in pacing myself. But I understand the need for love and companion and connection, and that's why I ain't being funny. I got a dog. She loyal. Otherwise, I'd be all by my little lonesome self. So still talking about the Scorpios and what they might teach another they are in a soul tie connection with. They may teach the other occult or divination. How might they teach another that life lesson? Actually, by teaching one of the arts or the one of the areas of divination. Literally teaching it or engaging in it or being involved in it, or saying, come on, let's go over here and get this tarot reading from Nancy Eck and Angels Fly Tarot. You know, they can do that. Or they can actually piss you off so bad because they done wiped out your bank account and you got to go see a reader. You know what I'm saying? That's how they indirectly taught you the life lesson about divination or the occult. You say, I'll try to be patient because there's someone in my mind, even though he doesn't even know me. Well, one day it's going to be somebody that know you and they going to call on you. Then what you going to do? Get nervous? Yep, going to get struck with fear. You know, yeah. Take your time. Take your time. So I said, it's beautiful though. One goes through so many life lessons. It is. And in the process, it's hard. Oh, yeah, definitely. Lord, it's hard. But embodying, understanding, and love truly helps us grow. Learning the lesson and becoming wiser. Yeah, and that's why I'm thankful. Life has been really hard and challenging for me. It is not as worse bad as some people have, so I can't say that. It's just your own personal like hell or just annoyance, So I can sum it up as that, and so it's getting a little better for me due to my studies with astrology and tarot and just all the research I do because I'm seeing this again, this divinely intricately woven system in which it makes sense to me now. At one time, a lot of the stuff I went through did not make any sense. And then I had like the religious background. There's some, the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first, and the good go to heaven, and the bad go to hell. But that's not what I was seeing in my physical world. So none of it was making sense. It was leading to depression, and it became a cycle, and I had to get up out that cycle. And astrology and tarot is what has brought me to gain again clarity to see the system at work, the system, the divine system, as well as our worldly construct, that system. And so now I can see clear. And now it doesn't even, that's a wow thing, it doesn't even stop there. And I'm so appreciative. I can't stand being in the dark. And they say that's important. It is, it is. So where are we? Oh, we're closing up with Scorpio and what a person can benefit from being in a soul tie connection with a Scorpio. It says a Scorpio can lead another to acknowledge their soul. How can a Scorpio lead a person to acknowledge their soul? Let's stay with our established case scenario where the Scorpio might go and wipe out a mother sucker's bank account or run the credit card through the roof. Well, I'm sure that person might want to just commit a crime on them. So rather than commit a crime on them, they just go in a quiet space, go through the hard time, what they call it, like the dark night of the soul. What Taurus just talking about. And a dark night of the soul, getting so low because they got $40,000 worth of debt in their bank account on zero. They want to kill this mother. But rather than kill the mothers, they go in their quiet space, deal with that dark night of the soul, and do what? Ultimately, have to come back. But not after, which is the hard time and the difficulty to help us grow. They go through that. But my point is they really get in touch with themselves and their soul, and that's why they didn't murk them. That kind of thing is what it was finally able to make the comeback, and it was by getting in touch with the state of their soul and getting it in check, and being their both physical and own spiritual master. This I've seen some of your vids before. I mean, in one, you talked about how hard life has been. You said something I'll never forget. What is that? Even if I was to be alone for the rest of my life, I'd be okay. That hit me. Oh, Lord, that's a whole nother video, Tor. Oh, Lord, because that, you know what? See, again, it goes back to my traditional upbringing. Traditionally, I thought, not that I was told it directly, but I just thought it through the whole system, the religion, the family, everything I saw on TV, that at an appropriate age, I would meet someone significant in my life, that we would get married, we would have 1.235 million kids, whatever it is, 1.33 kids and a little dog and a cat in a house and a white picket fence and a car and a station wagon. That's what I thought. And that we will be together forever until the day we died when we was old as Methuselah. That's kind of what I thought. And that didn't happen. And so I remember my mom, I was like, why is this woman single? Then I started looking around everywhere I go. I'm seeing single women everywhere. I'm like, where the racial, the men and women are off. Then it came to me like when I was in church, prophesied that there would be 7 women to 1 man, and that racial seems to be standing and has been brought about back. That's a whole nother video. As far as what brought that about, but it just seems like it's this big difference, and so I had to get real with myself. I was like, okay, now I've been in love twice, majorly in love, and they dissolved against my will. I did all that I can do. I talked about that. And I had to, I said, and then the racial, if there are more women than men, then that means men are in a candy shop and they would have to be, men have to be show enough mature, not only in the physical, but the spiritual to contain themselves in the candy shop with 31 plus flavors and all kind of cones. Okay, so I started getting real with myself. I said, now I'm seeing the behavior of a lot of my potential counterparts. Their behavior is changing, their respect level is changing. And I'm like, I'm not going to deal with being the underdog. I'm not going to deal with being abused. I'm not going to deal with being cheated on. Been there, done that. I didn't like it. I just can't vibe well with it. So what other option do I have unless it be in the stars or the cards for me that I am made to be mated with someone? But what if I'm one of them other 6 and I'm not? Then I have to be okay with being me. So what does it mean to be me? That's how I started talking about Aries. And then the 5th house of Leo. What does it mean to be me? How do I express myself in this world? And be happy and okay with me. And so, yeah, I can see how that, because that was a major impact on me. I was like, and then I talked to a lot of people, even in my immediate surroundings. A lot of women, girls' night out, sitting up drinking tea and eating crumpets, sitting at home scratching their butt and they moo. That's me. You know what I'm saying? But they all want love, but it seems very sporadic. So I think that's an important issue for women to be aware of. Now, a woman may get married or join union with another that might last the rest of their life. But what if it doesn't? What if it never happens again? I am meeting women that have been by themselves for 10, 15, and 20 plus years with no mate. That's deep, and it's very, very scary. And not only that, y'all, I'm going back here, but I got to talk about this since I'm on it. Another issue that's associated with that whole thing, that whole crazy stuff about the women being, I guess, alone for a large time in their life, is that it is affecting all of these women's self-esteem. I'm talking about beautiful women of all ages, beautiful women that's got older, but they took care of themselves. They look good. I'm talking about the young women still got Similac on their mouth. The whole collection. If y'all follow me, y'all know I made a video about another dream I had. It was talked about, and it was called it was a dream interpretation, and it was about I spoke to the spirit of beauty, and she talked to me about basically this issue. It's called I spoke to the spirit of beauty. And anyway, what am I saying? That even though there is a variety of women that are having the experience I've talked about or something similar, even though it is possible that there's the proportion, the ratio between men and women is off significantly, we may know these facts, but it's not helping to comfort us. Many of the women I've talked to and had encounters with and exchanges with, it is not, it is. It's leading to low self-esteem and low self-worth. And that's when we usually hear the things that ladies put up with again, because they want to be with a particular person because they didn't fall in love. Natural thing, you know. And so yeah, that's deep. So I know exactly. You see, I went on a tangent when you brought it up. You see, I went on a tangent. And so why did I want to go in on that? Because that's why I said I have to be okay by myself because I don't want to fall into depression and, you know, and just live recklessly. And because that spins off into some whole other mental and emotional, you know, issues and stuff. I ain't got time for that. I had to dig from where I was to where I am. I don't need nothing else. I don't want nothing else. But it would be nice. It would really be nice to have a partner. But, you know, at what cost? At what cost? Anywho, okay. Let me continue to read what you're talking about, Dora. It says, okay. You know, you just sent me on a tangent. Let me get back on. Even if I was to be alone for the rest of my life, I'd be okay. That hit me. Okay. Loving myself has been a lesson too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, who was that? Loving self. That would be Aries. And Libra in relationship to another. Dealt with depression, yep, and other stuff. Been really hard. Yeah, it's not easy. How do you keep your own personal morale up and stay excited about life when one of the core facets of life is not what we think it is or it's disturbed? You got to adjust yourself in accordance to the new, you know, being or information or that which exists, you know, but it's like crazy because it's like women. We supposed to be receptors and pulling in and wanting and nurturing, and for there to be an absence or a shortage to satisfy that means we got to get to work on ourselves so we can do it for ourselves. And I found that YouTube has been, I realized that today, that YouTube has really been a saving grace. It's been a saving grace. And so I just got a newfound respect for YouTube yesterday. I knew I loved it, but it has allowed you and YouTube have allowed me to share my thoughts and my findings and stuff. So I really appreciate the platform as well as all of you ladies and gentlemen that support me and watch my videos and like and share and do all that subscribing and fabulous stuff. So I'm trying to find me something that can carry me through my life. You say, I swear I resonate with your energy so much. That's good. I hope that's good. It was the blind following the blind. No. We ain't going over no edges here. This journey feels so lonesome. Mm-hmm. But I too think now, if I were to be alone for the rest of my life, I'd be okay too. I'm so happy to hear that. I won't be alone. We're going to see each other at the show one day or something, traveling somewhere, doing something. We're going to be out here though. Yeah. Marielle says, I also think if I end up single forever, I would be fine because I don't need a man to be happy. But I do have this feeling of emptiness. Right. Again, we are receptive. We hold babies in us. That means it's a whole nother space in us. Some of us hold two. I done held two. Some hold three. And how many, the maximum amount of woman in hell, we got a lot of room for a lot of love now. And you won't tell me it ain't there. It ain't there. Oh, baby, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. Yeah, that's the come. Hi, Pamela, how you doing? You say good morning. Oh, it is morning time. I was waiting for you, girl. How you doing? I ain't going to say it, y'all. I'm going to move on to the live stream. What are we talking about tonight, Pamela? We're talking about soul tie connections and how fair exchange ain't no robbery. We were just ending with Scorpio and going into Sagittarius. But we took a break because we had to talk about being single women and what it means and how we are preparing so we can stay enthusiastic about life and continue to express our fabulous, sexy self-expression into the world. On the Sagittarius. So if a person is in a soul tie connection with the Sagittarius, then the life lesson an individual may divinely receive training on are the power and influence of dogma. I was just talking about that. excuse me, I was just talking about that. The power influence of dogma. These are the teachings taught by major influential institutions that help to develop one's beliefs, morals, values, and life and world views. The influence of everything that has come and research something, learn something, gather some notes, and they tell you about it, and it influences you. Whether it's your family, your church, a educational facility, you know. But that's Sagittarius is over, and that's what Sagittarius can offer another. They are in this old tight connection with. How can this play out? What kind of scenario? Well, one might know a Sagittarius that are older Sagittarius, older lady or gentleman. And every time you're around, y'all ever been around old folk? And they talk about the same thing over and over again. Now, in 1950 something, this and this and this happened. They can cover about 2 decades worth of information. That is an indoctrination system. It teaches you about this realm. It helps to develop your world view. Those kind of things. That is an example of what Sagittarius offers to another in a soul tie connection. What else? Religion, or they can have or offer religious debates. They can present opposing views or views that are contrary to your personal pre-established beliefs. Or Sagittarius can be a reminder of the benefits of having an adventuresome nature. Say, get up, go out, go camping, do something, explore something. Sagittarius can teach you that. By doing what? You could be sitting there talking to a Sagittarius, and on a moment's notice, you turn back, and they off and going. They teach you what it is to jump up in the moment and go explore something. Or, like in the horror movies, you hear the scary sound out in the dark forest and the wolves howling. Sagittarius will be the one to go out there and check it out. That's Sagittarius. They teach you through even action. Teach you through action. Go on out, take care of your butt out there in the woods. That's the kind of thing that Sagittarius will do to teach you. Or, it depends on what Sagittarius they are. They push you on out there. In the scary movies, when y'all running through the forest, they make it back to the cabin and one get in. Sagittarius get in first. They're going to close the door and you're going to learn about adventure one way or another. That's what a Sagittarius. So what else can a Sagittarius teach another that they might be in a soulmate connection with? How about not permitting yourself to get stuck in a rut, or to allow anyone, or do not allow anyone or anything to limit you. You have the freedom to go, to do, explore, expand, and advance. These are the type of life lessons a Sagittarius will teach to another they are in a soul tie connection with. And one more thing I have written down here as an example what Sagittarius can teach to another. And it is, you may also learn that the more extensive your world journeys are, and exposure to other people, lands, and cultures, the more information one accumulates. And that can be shuffled. All that information can be shuffled in order to do what? To help you create a vision, to become a visionary. Sagittarius is excellent at helping one learn how to be a visionary. Why? Because they have so much information to share and offer to another. And if they personally don't have it, they're going to take it there one way or another. You're going to gather some enlightening information. Now on to Capricorn. Now, if a person is in a soul tie connection with a Capricorn, then the life lesson One may divinely receive training on our life lessons are how to set a goal and reach it. That's what Capricorn can teach to another that they're in a soul tie connection with. How to set a goal and reach it, no matter what. No matter what. Hold on, y'all. Capricorns can teach another what dog determination really is. Let me tell you how somebody taught me this. Like I said, I had many Capricorns in my life. So this one Capricorn taught me about setting a goal and reaching it by any means necessary. And how did they do that? Well, one summer, they were working on a car outside, and they would get so fixated on whatever work they were doing, they wouldn't do anything, even if they got stuck. They would stay fast on whatever their project was until it was completed. Well, this Capricorn was working on an automobile. They were outside and they ran into some technical problems or issue, and they just kept working through it. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was a beehive in a tree not too far away. Now, he had been out in the yard working on the car for hours, and the bees didn't come out. But I don't know what happened to set the bees off. And I'll tell you how divine worked. I was in the house. I just happened to be sitting in the window like, God dang, how you gonna work on the car? I'm gonna give up, get some help. So I'm like this. And all of a sudden, the bees came out the hive like you see in the movies and was all over. And this fool sitting there like working bees all over them, they stinging them. He didn't stop until it had to get so severe till he stopped. He didn't stop. He took a break. Come running into the house, hiding about. He didn't get stung. Yeah, I saw that. You got stung a few times. I'm so happy you're not allergic to bee stings. Oh, just help me. Told me to give him a pain pill and a Benadryl. Pointed to the hall cabinet. He got a pain pill and a Benadryl. And guess what, y'all? He went right back out there in the same spot and kept working. And them bees did not come back. I swear. I swear. But he taught me in that moment what it is to set a goal and stay focused until it is reached and complete. Now that's a life lesson. You say, this is so good. I have to save or rewatch this later. A lot of gold here. Thank you. Yeah, honey. I was like, can you imagine somebody being stung up by multiple bees? And you talk about going back to work. I've been dead anyway because I'm allergic to bees. But I was like, what kind of crap is that? I wish I could cuss right now. I was like, that was amazing to me. I done seen some Capricorns do some things, baby. Woo, they hotties to me. Anyway, let me focus my energy, y'all. So right now, I'm talking about if a person is in a soul tie connection with a Capricorn, what they can learn. We've already talked about how Capricorns can teach you how to set a goal and reach it no matter what. What it means to really be have dog determination. Or what it is to have a career, an ambition, a reputation, or a status. What does that mean? And how these areas of interest affect your ability to manifest to the reality you desire. So, how can a Capricorn teach the life lesson of, like, let's say, reputation? Reputation. You know, you heard that old saying, your reputation precedes you. A Capricorn can have a good, solid social reputation that helps them be able to, make the connections and the work, and people know they work good, and it's beneficial to them. Or a Capricorn can have a less healthy reputation, a bad reputation, and it kind of soils who will work with them, those kind of things. But when you see that happen in a Capricorn's life, that's your life lesson, that how the two go hand in hand, or their social status. Have you ever been around a Capricorn? I've been around some more withdraw, less, I guess, ambitious. They're ambitious in another way. Capricorns, and how that directly affects their level of, I mean, their social status as far as a hierarchy, but then it's those Capricorns that get out there that they appear very confident and competent, and their status can be amplified because of their abilities and their social skills. Capricorns, the ones that I've known and met, are pretty really socialites. They're socialites as well. I know I think it's a feminine sign, but the Capricorns I've known have this very social, off the wall, slapstick kind of energy. How you doing, Patsy? How you doing this evening? I'm hanging in here, acting silly and running my mouth. I'm gonna keep on going because I'm going diverting, going all over the place. Let me get back here and talk about Capricorn. Anyway, being in a soul tie connection with the Capricorn, one might learn the life lesson of a Capricorn may teach you how to be purposeful or methodical, having a doggone plan and following it without breaking it, or how to be a master networker or contractor. They got that. They got it down pat. Or how to build the life you deserve. Well, let's go on. We got two more. If any of you are in the room that are interested in asking a question this evening, of course, you can feel free to compose your question, and I will answer with a one-card answer. So let's move on to Aquarius. So if a person is in a soul tie connection with an Aquarius, then the life lesson one may be divinely inspired to get some training on are Aquariuses can teach liberation or being liberal, or they can teach the art of teaching itself. How do you teach? Everybody, I don't think, can teach. So Aquariuses are over that as well. They have a wide net social exchange. What am I saying? That Aquariuses can show or expose the wide net social exchange. I just did that. I just achieved that when I was talking about how these soul tie connections is a net of interactions among others. We don't just interact with one person, but many. And so that's an example of how an Aquarius can teach about a wide net social exchange. It says Aquariuses can Aquariuses can do what, y'all? Bring together like minds. That is also accomplished here on this channel. Because most people that come here to Can Angels Fly Tarot are coming here for tarot. We have a common interest, bringing together people of like minds, teaching how you can bring like minds together. I did it. Or let me see. On a share. Oh, see, I'll never finish my reading because I'll be running my mouth. Or bringing together like minds on a shared interest. Okay. Or use the world to create your dreams. How Aquariuses can help or teach another that they're in a soulmate connection. How they can use the world, the whole world, and all the contents in it, anything you can get your hands on to create your dreams. That ain't me. That's Oprah Winfrey. So that ain't or how to fit comfortably in various social circles. You should be able to sit with the peasant or the bum or the wino, and you should also be able to sit with the kings and queens of Great Britain. Aquarius will teach you how to do that and to be comfortable there, to fit and to belong. And finally, but not least, my last example for Aquarius in what they may offer another as a life lesson in the soulmate, not soulmate, soul tie connection, is how to find your purpose in life and in the world. They can help with that one way or the other. I did it for my son. Let me share one more example, y'all. You wish your dreams came true. Muriel, you are an Aquarius too. Didn't you say that? I wish my dreams came true. I think I wish my dreams would come true. It doesn't seem like this is actually the time for them, though. Let me talk about why Muriel answers that question if you are an Aquarius. I think you did share that in relationship with a Virgo. Oh, no, you're the Virgo. Okay. All right, the back point to Aquarius. It says how the Aquarius can teach another how to find your purpose in life and in the world. I did that. Let me tell you a little story. My son refused to stay consistently, gainfully employed. I said, okay, you're getting the F up out of here. I threw him out and threw all his clothes away and everything. The boy, the young man, ended up in a shelter. He called me crying. Talking about, Mom, it's bed bugs in there. Please let me come home. I said, no, I can't let you. I said, because you don't want to stay gainfully employed. That means you don't want a roof over your head. You don't want no food. You don't want no cable. You don't want nothing. Just go on out there and do what you can do. I helped him find his purpose. Now, that motherfucker make $28 an hour. He found his purpose. Oh, if he see this, he gonna be mad. But he can't be mad. He knows the story. And he know his mama. Well, he say, bringing people together. Yes. Helping others see how much people are alike. Exchanging is beautiful. It is. If we can just be accepting. If we can just be accepting and patient with one another. Helping others see the possibilities. So many people putting so much emphasis on competition. Excuse me. That's a whole nother video. Don't even go there. Don't get me started. I get to preaching. And that brews straight to world problems. Straight up. Yes, I couldn't have said it better. Myself, Tori, like you said, it brews it. It started percolating issues. That's just ridiculous. Okay, y'all. We on the last one, so let's talk about Pisces. And it says for Pisces, if a person is in a soul tie connection with a Pisces, then the life lesson you may be a person may divinely receive training on are how to destroy old storylines and start anew. What do they call it? Recreate yourself, rebrand yourself. Pisces is over that. Or what a dream really is. What does a dream consist of? Where do they come from? Pisces can teach you that. Pisces can also teach another that they are in a soul tie connection with how to face their fears. How do you face your fears? Am I saying every Pisces faces their fears? A person can be in a scenario with a Pisces where the scenario is more scarier to you or the other person than either Pisces. But Pisces, they're both. And the other is left there standing face to face with one of their worst fears that they have to deal with. Pisces can teach you, or Pisces can bring that worst fear directly to you as the nemesis. Anyway, what else can Pisces teach to another they are in a soul tie connection with? Well, they can teach them overcoming debilitating experiences, or how to sense or feel an environment and or people that are in the environment and their intent. They may teach you how to reflect for the purpose of planning That's what Pisces are. Some Pisces know about magic. Yeah, the different forms of alchemy. Yes. Um, Pisces also can teach another about courage in facing the unknown. Just courage in facing the unknown. Or how to discover something about yourself. Discover something about yourself that you didn't even know. Pisces can bring that about, you know, um, one way or another. Their Pisces way way of teaching varies. It just depends on which Pisces that you may be encountering or engaging or associating with, how they teach you this lesson. But they definitely can lead you to discover something about yourself that you didn't know, or even how to separate from the cares of this world. Yeah. How can a Pisces teach you how to separate from the cares of this world? You know, Pisces is in the 12th house, and the 12th house is associated with escapism. You might have a Pisces that's the weed man or girl, and they always bring the big joints of blunts or whatever the case may be, whatever you're into, you know, or they could have, he's like, let's go off to this paradise island over here and just forget, you know, let's go get stranded stay on a stranded island. But it's the whole thing about dissolving the cares of this world, removing oneself from the constructs, the confines, the debilitations of this world. You might have a Pisces that leads you to be in a particular predicament or circumstance, and you end up in jail. And this, when I said that, I thought about something. Some of our soul tie connections can be very short, very short. Examples are some of the things that we hear up in the news. Of course, I don't know people's zodiac signs, so I'm kind of inferring that sometimes people meet another, and just in that brief moment, that one person may teach the other something. And I'm saying that relative to Pisces, that a Pisces can go out, have an encounter with another, and the person's encounter with Pisces can lead them to be going to the hospital next, or to jail, whatever the case may be. And that even short encounter, I was just trying to show there is no what is it? Predetermined time frame for soul tie connections. So, in closing, y'all, the content of one's input into another person's life may be directly related to a person's zodiac sign, sun, moon, and rising. A person's zodiac blend speaks volumes and sends messages to another who they are in a soul tie connection. Soul tie connections are dissolved because this is a topic of interest for many, when the lesson has been taught. Now, at the time that the lesson has been taught, one or two things seem to happen. Either they'll keep reoccurring over and over and over again. And that's when you get into relationships like it's all the same all the time. It is, because the same lessons being taught over and over and over again. And the other thing that, other option seems to exist is that you have to redefine the partnership or the connection. What am I saying? If you are in an association with another zodiac sign and their duty was to teach you something, you got the lesson. You may even embody the lesson. Now the relationship may begin to dissolve. That soul tie connection or the string or cord is cut. It dissolved. How do you build a partnership or a bridge to that other that you're interested in keeping in your life? Well, It has to be a common purpose, is what I've come to understand. We are all in each other's lives for a reason, and sometimes for a season. So that relationship, that partnership, that connection, that contract will have to be redefined or rebranded. You say, I studied a whole new career just to meet a Pisces. What did you? Oh, oh Lord, that's you a Virgo too. You said you studied a whole new career just to meet a Pisces. Wow, that's deep. That is absolutely deep. And so, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna move forward and finish my clothes. I'll leave it alone. So, remember, fair exchange ain't no robbery. So you might even notice that some of these life lessons may be physically, that is to say, materially beneficial to one party while the other party gets the spiritual gift. What was I saying in closing? I was going back talking about sometimes we enter soulmate connections and contracts with others in which maybe that other doesn't have much to learn from us. They're actually responding to a call of duty to come teach us something. And since we have nothing on a spiritual level to hand to them, but they have a duty to fulfill to us by teaching us a life lesson. At this point in time, or any given point in time in our life, we must give back to them. Fair exchange and no robbery. So that person may gain material benefits like money or access or some type of physical, worldly sex or something in exchange for what they might be given to you or another. Yeah. Okay. At this time, y'all, I do again thank you for coming here to Can Angels Fly Tarot and talking about soul tie connections. If you have any questions at this time, I will be accepting them. I'll be waiting 1 minute and then I will be moving to get off of this live stream. And I've told y'all, I done got good at it. I done got good at getting off here now. Well, put these little raggedy notes back in order. But I really, really enjoyed our discussion this evening. It was amazing. We really hit on something. I think we hit on a topic I might go a little more in depth with, and that was about being a single woman nowadays. It says, may I keep my shift at my job or will it change? Hey Zip, what up though? I won't know if it's possible how I will be that guy I'll marry. Oh, Lord, y'all. It's right here. Okay. Yes, Patsy, please do rewatch this video. And watch the one I made earlier, too, about my dream. It was so informative, and I'm going to have to go back and even review my interpretation because that told me a whole lot. That told me that dream, and the video earlier is called A Dream Interpretation. How Important is the Mind? It's called. Okay, Zip says, will I keep my shift at my job or will it change? Interesting. The Fool in reverse. The Fool, talks about each of us, in this case you Zip, moving forward on your life journey. But it's in reverse. That talks about a lack of enthusiasm or the an awareness of potential pitfalls or hazards or dangers or challenges that await. So what am I saying? Uh, you asked the question about, are you going to be stay in your current shift, or will it change? The fool is suggesting that, how can I say this really? Let's say if you wanted to keep going, say for instance, you want to stay where you are now. Full in reverse. You want to stay in the shift you are now. You are not aware of what's going to take place on that shift. I'm just going to give you a scandalous, example scenario. And I don't even know what line of work you're in. Just say you work in a restaurant and you worked at lunch, high tips, that kind of thing. And now they want to move you to later evening, which is an issue because for various personal reasons. Plus, you get less tips. But you stay on. You find out you get to stay on your afternoon shift. You're gonna make all the tips. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming. Like for instance, the person in the restaurant can be getting robbed in the next couple of weeks or something like that. And had you went and took the shift, you would not have been a part of that robbery, that kind of thing. Now, let me look at it from, okay, you get into the new shift, and in relationship to the old shift, you know how that is. And it almost seems like it's a lack of benefits, or somehow like it's a disturbance to your system or your regimen or some way. So it's saying that you lack an enthusiasm or awareness about where this is going to take you. And it is about you being open-minded and understanding that every experience has its benefits. So it seems like there's a benefit, but you don't want to go into it. You ask, is your shift going to change? I think that if it does, because it doesn't say if it will or not, but if it does, I think that you should be willing to go with the flow, whatever difficulty it may bring to you. I would kind of stomach it based on the cards. And then if you are fortunate enough to stay on the shift that you have, that you vibe well with, I say be very, cautious and careful. Again, I don't know what line of work that you are in, but it could be something coming up that you're not expecting that might be equally, I could say, as challenging as if you had switched shifts. I hope I made that make sense. If that makes sense. So can I answer you about if you're going to switch shifts or not? No, I cannot. But I can say that it might be a saving grace in switching to the shift that you might have to shift into, or you being asked to shift into. And then if you have to stay in this one, just be cautious, over the next few weeks or so, because it seems like there is something that might be pending or looming. And so it's almost like a request in disguise. So you let me know about that one, because that was a deep question and a deep response. Here it said, I want to know if possible how I will be the guy I will be married. How possible? Hi, Victoria. Hello. I want to know if I'm going back with my ex, Sergio. He is from Gemini, and I am a Capricorn. Greetings from Argentina. Argentina in the house. Hello. How possible is it? Well, Marielle, the Knight of Pentacles talks about a possible earth sign towards Virgo and Capricorn, these are people that are able to manifest what they need in this physical world with fairly ease. They know how to manipulate this realm, get things going, network, those kind of things. But he's a warrior. This knight is a warrior. And he's every person, I don't want to fight in order to build or create a particular reality. You said you want to know, is it possible? It does not. It does not seem that the person that you are inquiring about is wanting to marry to. That's not a part of their reality that they want. So yeah, and the answer is how. You want to know how, but the answer seems to be no. That's not what they're interested in doing. And so what it seems like is finding someone that has or putting yourself into an environment in which you have the potential to meet someone that is interested in the ultimate goal or manifestation that you desire, because this person that you've asked about does not share in that that desire. They don't want that. They don't have that goal. They don't want to build it. They don't want to create it in their life. That's not a part of their reality. That's not what they foresee themselves doing, and therefore they're not willing to fight and move forward. And so if you're in a relationship with them, it's just like if you push marriage or whatever the case is, they're going to want to back out because they don't want to be married or, or connected like that. So George says, question, yes, please. Will this Virgo boy get his, did I miss somebody? Get his things together and make a move towards our relations? I see you retracted messages. It says 3 of Cups in reverse, pointing back to the 2 of Cups. Will he get his things together and move toward our relationship? The 3 of Cups talks about regression in the relationship due to some emotional instabilities or disagreements or love triangulations, and it going back into the 2 of Cups making a decision. So you want to say if he's going to, well, heck, I don't know, because he does not know that this boy, that as you call him, has gone back into like the decision-making process about exactly what they want to be attached to. Why? Again, it's been this emotional disturbance, instability, a love triangulation, whatever, some type of challenges in the love arena between you and him. And so they just were trying to really, in the stage of trying to figure out what they actually want to do themselves. And that was Batora. And Patty says, I'm single. What's the best advice for my romantic life? We have the this is the Emperor for you, Patsy, because you say you're single and what's the best advice for your romantic life? The Emperor comes up. This is a major arcana, therefore it's divinity giving you some advice. It says you must be stern and rigid. You need to watch, order, and take account of your behavior and your interaction with others relative to your love life. This is like really a very strict and stern individual relative to romance. They ain't gonna give it up easy. So that's your advice. It is from the Emperor. Be very disciplined with yourself. And Victoria says, well, I want to know if I'm going back with my ex, Sergio. He is a Gemini and I'm a Capricorn, greeting from our Argentinian visitor. What is here? Are you going to go back? The Queen of Cups. Wow. The Queen of Cups is the queen. Of course, she is feminine. Therefore, she is receptive to all that has transpired. What has transpired between you and your significant ex? What has transpired? It shows a softness. It shows the need and ability to connect, to attach, to have the experience of love and or the opportunity to address any emotional issues or wounds or concerns. In short, it just suggests that you will connect again with your Sergio. You will connect with them. And it is for the purpose of having the opportunity to address any emotional issues or concerns, etc., etc. As you see, at the end of your shared evaluation or healing session, your love experience. There's also a butterfly here. It is suggested that, say, there are some irreconcilable differences or differences of emotions or goals or desires, whatever the case may be, to that you will release each other or separate like in love, still as friends. But it does show a return. And it means up to y'all. Y'all got y'all little specialized issues that you need to work out. But it does show you will return. Since the person that appeared in my dreams is just like the one you described. Really? All right. Jim says, my manager's trying to steal my shift by lying, falsifying documents and scamming. I don't trust her, and RH is going against her. RH is going against her or with her. Because I would take that to upper management. Really. Yeah. And so maybe, you know what, when you share that, going back to this food, not being aware, if you stay see how I'm saying? If you stay on the day, or let's say the day shift, the shift you're on, you don't know what's going to transpire. It might be a pitfall. What's the pitfall? She falsifying documents, and you going to be aligned with being there at the time with them falsified documents. That can get you in deeper trouble. So it might be beneficial to go ahead and switch out, you know what I'm saying? But then even there, it was about it being causing some type of discomfort, or to your, or breaking your norm, what you're comfortable with, and you're not too excited about that. But if you can't go over her head or their heads, and then you may have to move forward. And this almost, what this fool, I'm talking to Zip, suggests to me relative to your concern is that this is like the fool represents cycles. So it depends on how long you've been at this job, how many times you done went through this cycle. It seems like one, like say every year it's an issue with the fool. Oh, it's this issue. You work throughout the year and you overcome them, you adjust yourself, you do whatever you gotta do, you put your complaints in. Come around, it's another year. It almost just like, unless you're new to the job, it is zero. But that you may be having like reoccurring issues taking place or something like that. And how that overall is going to affect your experience, your journey in that work arena, in that workplace, and with them people. And so it's like you better start stacking documents and things like that in your defense, because you see, like even now, you say this even the first time it happened, this is the serial. First time it happened, guess what? You better start backing your behind up, because the fool talks about living and learning. You know now. If she falsifying documents, you know. So you make sure you cover yourself. That's what another thing is saying. You say, thank you. Okay. That's exactly the message I've been getting. Indecision due to third party situation. Shaking my head, dropping him, moving on, giving all this to the universe. Thank you, Miss Nancy. Much love and light. The same to you all, and I thank you for dropping by. I did 2 hours and 12 minutes, y'all. I guess I'll go to bed now. Good night. As soon as I figure out how to get off.